Beloved friends, good evening. Today's first question is,
Science has not only given the luxuries and comforts of life, but also the means of terror and war. How come Osho speaks in favor of science?
please remember, science gives power and power is neutral in itself. It is neither positive nor negative. It depends on the person who will use the power. You can use the same energy for construction, you can use the same energy for destruction. It is just like electricity. If you plug in the heater or geyser, you can produce heat from the electricity. If you plug in the refrigerator or cooler, then you can produce coolness from the same electricity. If I ask you, please tell me what is electricity, hot or cold? You will be in a trouble. It is neither cold nor hot, but it depends through which machine it passes through. If it passes through a refrigerator, it can produce ice. It can produce heat also while passing through some resistant wire. It can turn into sound, it can turn into light, it can turn into magnetism. The same energy can be transformed in anything. So the science is the technology of creating the power. Now it depends who uses it in which way. You can use the nuclear weapon to create a paradise on this earth. There is no need for anybody to be poor and uneducated and sick. We can create so much wealth, even the paradise will become faint before it. But we can create Hiroshima and Nagasaki also. So the real problem is not with the science. The real problem is science is being exploited by the politicians. Science is in service of the politics. This is the real problem. The most unintelligent people are using the power created by the most intelligent people. So this thing has to be balanced, and the easiest way for it, the scientists all over the globe should become united. They should create their own institution. They should not belong to any political territory. They should not be part of any nation or country. They should not belong to any political institution, any political party. They should be totally independent. And the whole humanity should support this independent institution of scientists, this academy of scientists. As we pay taxes to the government, we should pay taxes so the science can grow further and it can be used in the service of humanity. So we can create hell, we can create heaven also. It depends who uses them. Right now, the politicians are using the discoveries of science. Of course, everything is turning into negativity. They are interested in war. They are interested in weapons. They are creating atomic weapons. They are creating nuclear weapons. They are piling up the biological weapons. Science is not bad. Neither it is good. But if intelligent people use it, it can become a good, very good thing for the whole humanity. That's why Osho is in favor of science. The second question is,
Mrs. Rajpala has asked, since early childhood I have been worshipping Lord Shiva. Recently I had many visions of him as well. Have I achieved the final goal of my spiritual progress?
what to say about the final goal of spiritual progress? You have not taken even the first step of the journey. This is not spiritualism. You are hallucinating, you are dreaming, you are imagining, you are visualizing. You have become hypnotized to your own ideology. You have been worshipping since childhood. That's why in early childhood, the mind is very susceptible to get hypnosis. It becomes hypnotized with any idea. Now you are seeing in visions Lord Shiva. This is the creation of your own mind. This is not the real godliness. This is not the authentic divine experience. You are just seeing pictures. Of course, you love, you respect, you trust Lord Shiva. So you are visualizing about him. You are seeing dreams about him. This is nothing but dreams. I have heard a story. In a school, they were testing psychologically the visualization capacity of the children. A psychologist had come, he had put a white blank screen, and turn by turn, every student had to come, look at the screen for few seconds and tell what he is seeing. So some students saw a rose flower, somebody else saw a beautiful moon rising, somebody saw a hill, somebody else saw something else. So many things the children were seeing. One child came, he kept on looking at the empty screen and he said, "I'm sorry, I'm unable to see anything. It is just a blank white screen." His teachers became disappointed. They said, "Have a look again. Because everyone is seeing something. Why can't you see anything? Have a look again." The psychologist also supported him and said, "Have a look. Watch carefully." He looked again for a minute and he said, "But there is nothing. How can I see anything? It is just empty screen." The teachers and the psychologist were disappointed. If I was there, I would have appreciated this child. He is saying a truth. He is stating about a fact. He is perfectly right. It is just a blank screen. And all those children who were seeing some beautiful images, they were just dreaming, daydreaming. They were imagining. They were not in connection with the fact, with the actuality. Their mind is playing a game. They are in the game. Many of the so-called religious people are just daydreaming, and they start thinking they have reached to the final state of spiritual growth. No, not at all. Spiritual growth happens when you go beyond the mind, and what you are seeing is just imagination of the mind. You have to go beyond this. The third question is,
Mr. Sehgal has asked, what is Osho's opinion about evolution?
Osho agrees up to some extent with Charles Darwin that man has evolved from monkeys. But he says his consciousness has evolved from cows. This is personal opinion of Osho. He says maybe the body has evolved from the monkeys or chimpanzees, but the soul of the human being have come from cows. Osho has talked about this himself. Please listen to his words of wisdom.
It has been always asleep. Only few individuals in the whole history of man have been awakened. Their names can be counted on the 10 fingers, not more than that. And it was natural. Man has evolved out of the animals. Animals are in a deep sleep. They don't know that they are. That is the meaning of sleep. One is, but one is not aware that one is. No animal is aware of himself. And I agree with Charles Darwin on different grounds. His grounds are ordinary, mundane, can be criticized, has been criticized. In fact, he is no more an accepted scientist about the evolution of humanity. Majority of scientists have deserted him, but I am in his support on a totally different ground. My ground is looking at man's sleep. This is the only possibility that he has grown up from the animals. Monkeys, chimpanzees, whatsoever, whosoever was there in the beginning, man's sleep proves it. And only rarely, once in a while, a Gautam Buddha, a Bodhidharma, a Socrates, once in a while there has been a man who has guts to come out of sleep. It needs tremendous courage to come out of sleep, because in sleep we have so much invested.
The last question today.
Theists and atheists are in the same boat according to Osho. Why so? And then who is actually a true religious person?
Theists and atheists both are sleeping. One is believing in God, one is not believing in God, but both are believers. Both are blind. None of them is awakened. That's why Osho says they both are in the same boat. They are thinking, imagining, dreaming, daydreaming, visualizing. Then who is awakened? The one who comes out of all dreams. Neither he is a believer nor he is a disbeliever. Remember, disbelieving is also believing. It is also a kind of dream. Somebody is dreaming in favor of God, someone is dreaming against God, but both are dreaming. The one who awakens, all the dreams are shattered. That is the real religious person. Theists are thinking, arguing, on logical grounds they have created some idea, and same is the case with the non-believers. A real spiritual person is out of thinking mind. His sleep is broken, he is awakened. Get awakened. Thank you.